The title of this video is not clickbait. I truly believe that black women should not be engineers. But I also believe that two things can be true. Let's talk about it. So a bit of background if you don't know who I am. I studied civil engineering in university and I have been a civil engineer ever since. So that's been about 6.5 years, but who's counting? Not me. Oh my gosh, I'm getting old. Let me just say this one thing. I am obsessed with roads. Design of roads, construction of roads, footpaths, footways, asphalt, materials. That sounds like a good time to me, like a conversation about roads, material types, issues. If you want a conversation on how we can improve this junction, that's a bit of me. If you want a conversation on, oh, that material failed, why did it fail? Let's investigate. That's a bit of me. If you want to discuss test results of surface regularity and why it failed, yeah. So as you can tell, I have a very big passion for engineering and I feel like you have to. So you may ask me, okay, so why are you telling black women not to be engineers? Let's get into it. Let's first touch on representation. Wow. I feel like to study civil engineering, you're going to study maths and physics in sixth form. And you already see the gap during studying. You're not going to see many black people there. You're not going to see many women there. And then now combine it together, black women in your classes. How many? How many? So in my sixth form, I had about 3 to 4 black women on my courses, and I don't live in a white town. I live in a very multicultural town. In university, I was the only black woman on my course, and the previous years, I never saw any black woman. It wouldn't be far-fetched to say that I am the only black woman that has been on my course in university that I know of, or let's say in the past 6 years. Wow. Then I got my first graduate job, the only black woman on my team. I did work with another woman. She was my manager momentarily. Then I got another job and I was the only black woman in the team. Then I got another job and I was the only black woman in the whole company. And then I got another job and I was the only black woman in the team. I have never worked with another black woman, ever. And part of my job makes me go on site, right? On site, you see other people from different companies. I have still never seen a black woman on site. So when it comes to representation, wow, I see why people are shocked every time I introduce myself and my career. People are like, whoa, an engineer? You don't see that? I'm like, yeah, you don't. So for all the black women that are studying engineering or getting into their first engineering role, let me tell you this for free. Being the only black woman is not a flex. People will tell you, yes, you stick out, yes, you'll be their D&I, what's it called, diversity and inclusion hire. That is not a flex, because at what cost? I'll never forget years ago, I had an interview, it went really well, and I asked the lady, sorry, do you have any black women or black people in your company? She said, no. I said, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah. But you know, we're really trying to get more, you know, black people into the company, black people into engineering. So maybe you could be, you know, I say, hold up. I said to her, why would I want to be the scapegoat in the company? If I had issues pertaining my race, who do I turn to? Who would understand what I'm going through? Etc, etc. Anyways, she sent an email maybe the day after saying, oh yeah, it doesn't really seem like, you know, it aligns, blah, blah, we're not offering you the job. I used to say to myself, I will never join a company where I'm the only black woman in the company, the only black woman in the team. I was young for thinking that, because where are the black women? If I still upheld that desire, I would be out of a job. I would never have a job in engineering. Do I know any black women that are civil engineers? Of course. When I first joined, I don't know, maybe I was looking on LinkedIn, I saw this girl, Mimi, like, She's just the best. Like, she helped me so much when I first got into the industry. I was asking her so many questions. She invited me to, Black women in construction events and stuff like that. So I was able to see a lot of women that are in the same position as me. I just haven't seen them on site. Truly, if not for Mimi, I don't know if I would still be in engineering. Like, she has been my sounding board. Like, every time I'm just thinking some type of way, I have an issue or something like that, I'll always go to, like, babe, like, imagine this is what happened. Like, am I crazy for feeling this type of way? And if you want to know why representation matters, please search it up on YouTube. Ask ChatGPT, why does representation matter in the workplace? It will give you the answers there. I just want to say that this topic applies to anyone in a male-dominated industry. You could definitely relate to the points made in this video. The next reason is unconscious bias. And can we be honest? Sometimes it's conscious. Sometimes they know what they're doing. I remember when the George Floyd news broke out, wow, so many Black people were scared to go to work. They didn't even want to engage in the conversation that will be happening at break time. That moment, that season was so triggering to Black people, and to see that so many companies ignored it, so many people were having light-hearted conversations about it, and it's like, who do you talk to? Is it the white HR lady? Is it your white male manager? Who will understand how you feel? Companies truly think they are more progressive than they actually are. Like, a lot of it is for show and tell. It's to just tick a box. But in reality, have you made the workspace a safe place for Black people? In engineering, you're going to work with a lot of older men. They don't have social media. They don't know what's going on in the news. They don't know that you can't say certain words. Wow. Of recent, a guy was speaking about, the Jim Crow, that racist blackface with the pink lips. He was talking about that. And I was just like, even though he was talking about, oh my gosh, I can't believe that was a thing. I remember going into, a place and I saw the dollies there, blah. I'm just like, okay, but why are you discussing this with me? I never brought up race to you. I never brought up Jim Crow. I never brought up blackface to you. So why did you feel like it was appropriate to discuss this with me? Even if it's your disgust for those things, why are you triggering me? Another reason is subtle racism. Yes, in the UK we face racism. Shock horror. I'm so sorry. If the Met Police can have racism going on there, what do you now think of the construction industry? Now, again, in the UK, their racism is not calling you the N-word, Their racism is, I'm on site, I'm the most senior person there. This guy has come, greeted everybody there. Greeted all my colleague. I am 5'10.75". He didn't even look my direction. Didn't acknowledge my presence. You can be Black and be hidden. People think that if you're the only Black person in the office, you will stand out. You can really be ignored. Wow, I'm even getting triggered. You can be so ignored, so hidden. People don't acknowledge you or anything, like you can really feel so isolated and left out. And this is why I tell my mentees, do not come into the construction industry if you are timid, if you are shy. They will walk all over you. I am bold and confident, and yet still I've been ignored many times. I don't know why the UK finds it hard to believe that racist people do not work. Racist people are people's managers, colleagues, like they are amongst us. They just don't have racist written on their foreheads. When they're hiring someone, they are not going to declare that, oh, by the way, I don't like Black people. They're not going to write that. It's us Black people that will find out the hard way. So that could be through being ignored, being looked down, not being considered. So guys, there's so many ways that I have felt like someone didn't like me truly just because of my race. You know, I'm a very self-aware person. I don't overstep at work, you know. I don't put my mouth in things that doesn't concern me. I'm the kind of person that, you know, tries to get along with people, does my work and go home. What I wish I knew earlier is that when an industry is white male dominated, it is white male dominated for a reason, okay? I think there was a recent statistic that women in engineering has actually decreased. Do you know how many women that I know studied to be engineers and just left, quit, chose a different career? I do not blame them. I know people will say, oh, how do you expect black women to be in engineering if they all leave, if they don't stay, they don't stand their ground? Child, I'm here, I'm doing my bit, but I'm not Rosa Parks. Unfortunately, I've seen some comments from women saying, oh, engineering is not that bad as a black woman, I'm really enjoying my experience. How many jobs have you worked at? What is the scope of your role? If I worked in my graduate job from then till now, I would probably say that civil engineering is the best industry in the whole entire world. Like, I loved my grad job. Like, my grad job, the other part of engineering they don't talk to you about is that you can also work with people that learned the trade through their parents, so they haven't been to uni. And I'm not even being classist, if that's the word. I do think that uni does teach you about different cultures. It does teach you about how to live with people that are not your family members. It does force you into an environment away from home. Those are invaluable skills. When all you've known is Scunthorpe, your family, your great-granddad, your dog, everyone is from Scunthorpe, and a black lady from London joins your company, it shakes the table. And that's just one person. So imagine the whole company. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when people think of the UK, they think of London, a very multicultural city, but the UK is still very much white. So my advice for aspiring civil engineers, it is not too late to change your mind. But if you truly have a passion for engineering and you really want to be a civil engineer, I don't know why they don't pay enough anyway. So my top tips of surviving a male white dominated industry are: 1, have a voice for yourself. Don't think that, oh, that person is gonna back me, that person is gonna stand up for me, that person's got my back. Oh, if anything fails, I will call HR. Have a voice for yourself. Stand up for yourself. You may work in a company where there are no allies, you know, so you have to be able to stand your ground. 2, you have to be confident. You're working with male ego. Male ego is a thing. What? The way people be effing and blinding, shouting. Oh, people think that women are emotional. I think working in engineering has made me realize that men are also very much emotional. Number 3, connect with other black women in your industry online. So you can use groups on LinkedIn. You can, you know, look online on TikTok, search, you know, black engineer and see who's there. I feel like it's good to also see someone else doing it with you, also progressing as well. I feel like once you see something is possible, your mind kind of like gravitates towards that, you know. So that's why I do what I do. I don't post because I enjoy showing the struggles of my career. No, I post to encourage other people that are in it that, oh, you're not the only one. Oh, there's another black person here. There's another black person that, you know what I mean? So representation truly does matter. Connect with people that are engineers. Find yourself a black woman mentor. I am a mentor to mentees. I think I will be stopping that. I have offered my service as a mentor for about maybe 4 years. It stops this year, okay? And this is advice to mentees out there. Your mentor is doing this for free. They are giving up their time for free. I just feel like, I don't know if it's just this new generation or I don't know, but people are not grateful. People do not value people's time. People are not appreciative. Of all the mentees that I've had in this life, No one at the end of our mentorship, because I mentor people for 1 year, no one at the end of the mentorship has even written me a card to say thank you. Some mentees, I am the one chasing them to progress their life. I'm like, you haven't booked another session. Oh yeah, well, I missed it. I'm so sorry. Like, they just don't respect time. They don't respect advice. You know, I'm just over it. But definitely find a mentor. It's just definitely not going to be me. I will offer my advice via videos online. I think that just works best. Yeah. And lastly, I think the most important advice I have to give is find yourself a friend that works in HR and tell them to teach you everything about working life. Make sure any issue, you recall it. You write email back, thank you for the conversation we had. I brought up the issue of XYZ. You've got to cover your back in the workspace, okay? Because no one's gonna cover it for you. The last bit of truth I will say is that you're gonna have to stomach a lot of things. A lot of people, a lot of guys have been sexist to me on site. Working a night shift with men, oh my god. One guy was there asking me, oh yeah, so what hotel are you staying at? I said, what's that got to do with your role? What has that got to do with you? You know, where is the safeguarding for women on site? Not really sure if there is any. You know, we can just about get our own dedicated toilet, you know. Again, the construction industry is very performative in terms of, you know, women, we want women to come in. They'll put women on the flyer, women on the poster. But how many women are actually working in construction, working in senior leadership? Give us the stats. A lot of things you have to just take on the chin, because at the end of the day, working is your livelihood. You do not want to lose your job because you are complaining so much. I'm not saying that you shouldn't report things, but just know that when you report things, Godspeed. Not everything you should report. If someone's asking you which hotel room you're staying in, you should report that. Did I report it? No, because I just take a lot of things on the chin. Is that good? Is that bad? I'm built strong, you know? I'm built strong until I'm not. It's a shame that working has to be like a fight, it has to be like a struggle, an internal battle. It shouldn't be like that. And that is why I say Black women should not be engineers. But if you are going to be an engineer, wow, you're going to have the best time ever, because I absolutely love being an engineer. Roads are so much fun. Oh my God, there's so many aspects to the job. It's very physical. If you're a physical learner, you like seeing things visually, you will love being an engineer. There's so many. I will make a video on all the things I love about being an engineer and all that kind of stuff. But this video is just let you know the realities, because I never saw a video like this. So hopefully this helps someone out. If you're an engineer or you work in a male-dominated industry, let me know your experiences. Are these unique experiences, or have you felt worse? Again, this video is not to discourage anyone from becoming an engineer. It's just to give you the realities of what you will face, and if you're willing to face it. I'm gonna leave you guys with this proverb, which I think fits in nicely with everything I've discussed. To know how to fight and to know how to run away is the hallmark of a brave warrior.